The Bayaja Infantry Quarters today. Efforts aimed at revitalization continued at present through the implementation of a project aimed at transforming the Bayaja Barracks into a dynamic cultural and tourism center. The project, Antigua Cultural de Infantería de Bayaja, Plaza Mayor, is directed at creating a point of attraction for internal and external tourism, including museums, a movie theater, a restaurant, shops for arts and crafts and local products, free internet access, and a variety of activities in the large center courtyard. For the first time in 20 years, the building has undergone a restoration project, which this time has been managed by the State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico. Restoration work was begun on March 1, 2010 in the following phases: priming and painting of interior and exterior facades. This phase consisted of cleaning all wall and ceiling surfaces of the interior courtyard, the surrounding gallery, the main and secondary staircases, and the lobbies. Then the plastering was repaired. A scientific study done in 1987 by subject matter experts, along with the findings during the implementation of this phase, allowed for recreating the original colors of the plaster, lead gray and yellowish brown on the exterior, and brick red and yellow ochre in the courtyards and the galleries. Restoration of the cornice of the main staircase. The main staircase, the officers' staircase, as it was known historically, was in very deteriorated, but reversible, condition at the cornice and the domed crown. During the restoration, efforts were made to preserve the parts of the cornice that were in good condition and to faithfully recreate those that were lost or at the point of collapse. Restoration and reconstruction of the exterior wood elements and hardware. Work in this phase included dismounting, restoring, and reinstalling a significant number of the exterior doors and windows of the building, and restoring and reconstructing the balconies on the south and west facades which had been lost. As a result of the scientific study referred to above, the dark gray paint on the woodwork is the color of the original woodwork of the barracks during the second half of the 19th century. Improvements to the electrical and air conditioning systems. Improvements to the lighting: street lamps, ballasts, light bulbs, lamps included movement sensors to ensure that the artificial lighting is only used when needed. Air conditioning was improved by substituting the old equipment with more modern and efficient devices. This kind of system and design, which is controlled by temperature and movement sensors, allows for stabilizing temperatures according to occupancy of the spaces. Design and installation of a photovoltaic panel system. A photovoltaic panel system with 720 solar panels with a generating capacity of 150 kW an hour was installed on the roof. Future visits to the Bayaja roof, where there is now a green roof, will show the public the impact that this kind of generation system has on our economy. Sealing of the floor and design and installation of a green roof. We propose the creation of a green roof, since it will allow for a more efficient use of the area. The plant cover is a changing garden that can be visited and enjoyed by the public, allowing people to become familiar with this kind of technology and facilitating appreciation and learning through the extraordinary panoramic views from our roof. Waterproofing of the roof required 2 inches of isolating material to decrease the temperatures inside the building. The next layers of the system are comprised of root barriers, layers of fine gravel or aggregate, drainage systems, an irrigation system, growth media, and plants, among others. Rescue of the historic cistern. The well-preserved cistern of the Bayaja Barracks has 3 chambers with a storage capacity that has been calculated at 670,000 gallons. We intend to rescue this historic structure to supply water for the bathrooms and the air conditioning system of the building. Credits, texts and written statements by the State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico. Sources: Architect Otto O. Reyes Casanova. Personal Library. Archivo Cartográfico y de Estudios Geográficos del Centro Geográfico del Ejército. Ministerio de Defensa. Spain. Archivo General Militar de Madrid, Section de Ultramar, Signatura 5628.02. Military Architecture Archives, San Juan National Historic Site, National Park Service. Museum of History, Anthropology, and Art of the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Piedras Campus. Puerto Rico General Archives. Lopez Cipero Collection. Sepulveda Rivera Anibal. San Juan. Historia Ilustrada de su Desarrollo Urbano, 1508–1898. Centro de Investigaciones Carimar. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 1989. Sepulveda Rivera, Anibal. Puerto Rico Urbano, Atlas Histórico de la Ciudad Puertorriqueña. Tomos 1 and 4. Centro de Investigaciones Carimar. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 2004. State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico. Design, Layout, and Edition, Aaron Salaboras, Eddie Figueroa, Freddy Adana, and Vanessa Draws. QR and Sound Editing, Daniel Arnaldo Roman. Acknowledgements. Puerto Rico General Archives, Architect Otto O. Reyes Casanova, Museum of History, Anthropology, and Art of the University of Puerto Rico in Rio Piedras, San Juan National Historic Site, National Park Service and staff of the State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico. The State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico, Office of the Governor, receives federal financial assistance for the identification and protection of historic properties. Under Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Age Discrimination Act of 1975, as amended, the U.S. Department of the Interior prohibits discrimination for reasons of color, nationality, disability or age in its programs that receive federal assistance. If you believe that you have been discriminated against in any program of activity of this project or you want additional information, please write to Office of Equal Opportunity, National Park Service, 1849 C Street NW, Washington, D.C. 20240. This exhibition has been financed in part with federal funds from the National Park Service of the U.S. Department of the Interior, through the State Historic Preservation Office, Office of the Governor, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. However, the content or opinions herein do not necessarily reflect the points of view or policies of the Department of the Interior, and any mention of brands or commercial products does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation of any kind by the Department of the Interior or the State Historic Preservation Office of Puerto Rico. Office of the Governor.